As residents of Minnesota, we're granted the gift of change every few months. Changing weather, that is. And when temperatures get low, physical activity can go down with the thermometer. Hyland Ski and Snowboard Area has been offering metro area residents an escape from cabin fever for years.
One of the biggest misconceptions about skiing is that you have to go somewhere to do it. So to have this in such a local area and so close to so many different things makes it a real asset, to use your word, for people to be able to learn how to ski, or for the high schoolers who I help coach. I mean, it's right here, it's right in their backyard, 10 minutes from school, and they can get out here real easy.
Bloomington Parks and Recreation Supervisor John Stutzman lives a kind of double life.
Part of the benefit of being in the recreation field is there isn't a typical day, and that's what attracted me to this profession. But my role in the city of Bloomington is I supervise the adult sports leagues, softball leagues, where we have about 200 teams in the summer and about another 115 in the fall, basketball, volleyball, and the new one that I'm introducing this summer, inner tube water polo. And then I also supervise the fields and work with the athletic associations to schedule them, as well as private rentals.
And the other half of the time is spent on these slopes. John has been skiing since around the time he could walk. Alpine Ski Racing is something that caught his attention in college, and he's been doing it ever since.
It's really fun. The biggest thing that I look back at is how much more you learn from just normal skiing by going to ski racing, how quickly you improve because of the skills that you learn from racing translate onto the hill so many different ways. I am a bit of an adrenaline junkie, so the speed is also there. You know, just that rush, and when you have a good run, when you get to the bottom, you go, that was really cool. And there's no better feeling than knowing you nailed the run, hearing your time come over the loudspeaker, and just looking around going, yep, that was it.
Not only a skier himself, John also teaches Alpine Ski Racing. So I knew before the snow melted in Bloomington, I wanted to try out this high-speed winter sport. Within Alpine Ski Racing, there are 4 different disciplines, each representing a different turn radius that must be met by the racer.
Realistically, they divide the 4 disciplines into 2. They divide them into the skill events, slalom and giant slalom, and the speed events, Super G and downhill. Here in the Midwest, we don't get to do much Super G or downhill, so it's focused on primarily giant slalom, or what we're going to do today, slalom.
The slalom course John prepared for me to run consisted of 10 gates with a turn radius of about 7 to 12 meters. I've skied before in the past, but never ski raced. So what tips do you have for me as a beginner?
Well, the big thing with skiing in general nowadays, with the change in skis over the last 10 to 15 years, is the weight transfer. And even more specifically in ski racing, it all starts in the feet and moves up to the knees and then in the hips. So if you can roll those feet and transfer that weight, and equally as important, release that weight to get to your next edge to help you in those turns. And then don't forget to round those turns out, because, well, you are going straighter down the hill, you are still going down the hill, and you want to take a rounder approach to control your speed.
Here goes nothing. It took a couple of runs and a wipeout or two to get the weight transferred down required to make the turns. But once that happened, the attraction people have to alpine ski racing was more than obvious to me. The rush, the speed, the quick thinking, and the workout. My legs and hamstrings were burning after just a few minutes.
The other thing that's easy to forget about is the core strength it takes to do this. I mean, the rotation, the driving down the hill, takes a lot of core strength too. So it's really fun, and I can add, after 12 runs up at Spirit Mountain over the weekend for my personal racing, I can definitely feel it in my legs today.
If we've sparked your interest to try out alpine ski racing, Hyland Ski and Snowboard Area will be here waiting for you next winter.